10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this long weekend here in Canada and the US, Labor Day, episode 56 of Stadium Connect North. And we are going to start it out here. We're going to talk with Evan from Dead Drop Studios. And we're going to get an update on Outbreak Shades of Horror Kickstarter. Hey, Evan, how are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you guys doing? Hopefully my microphone's on this time.
Yeah, we can hear you there. Boy, I know you must be, you and your wife must have been super busy these last couple of days. Can you let us know, give us an update. What's been going on since the Kickstarter went live?
So, I mean, it's been absolutely crazy. We launched now about 51 hours ago, I think, somewhere in that ballpark. Nobody quote me on that because I don't understand time anymore. And after that month lead up to the campaign, kind of getting the word out there, releasing the playable teaser on Stadia, announcing Contagious Memories is coming to Stadia, which is a separate game. And then we hit the launch button on this thing 51 hours ago, and it has literally been nonstop, nearly 24 hours a day for the last 53 hours. That it immediately, when we launched it, it took off. We had a lot of great support right when it launched. And then as we had marketing coming online, we had platform holders and folks jumping in and helping us out there. Really awesome folks from like Limited Run Games. Stadia was, doing their best to support us. And it just kind of kept snowballing. And my wife just looked at the numbers. Don't quote me right at this exact moment, but as of a couple minutes ago, we were the 81st most popular project on all of Kickstarter right now, across all categories worldwide. And that's out of, don't quote me on the number, I'm gonna get the number wrong because too many numbers, but it was out of something like 510,000 projects or something, some ridiculous number.
Wow.
So we've had just an absolutely insane 52 or 51 hours, however long it's been. An amazing outpouring of support. And Google Stadia pledges, we have 2 Stadia exclusive tiers, one for $25 and a premium one at $69. That includes a lot of great physical and digital merch and items. Stadia is making up a tremendous amount of our backers and pledge amounts right now. So awesome, Google Stadia folks, you're awesome.
Yes, that is so awesome to hear. And just like Evan was mentioning here, here's the infographic on the $69 tier. Bring it to Stadia in style. You get a whole lot of stuff with this tier. You get that long box Stadia game case. It's like a Sega Saturn case. You get the manual, the art book. You get the controller skin, holographic sticker. Plus, you get everything from the other tier as well. It is totally awesome. And what I love about the Kickstarter is that you're not charged until the end of the Kickstarter and if it's fully funded. So we all know that's going to be funded by the end of September here. So you have, what, 27 days? So even if you go for the $25 tier, you've got, 3.5 weeks to come up with the $25. Or if you go for the $69 tier, and there's a bunch of add-ons and all that good stuff. So definitely, if you're even thinking about this, there's even other tiers that aren't Stadia specific that are a little lower or a little higher that you can add on. They all go to help bringing Outbreak Shades of Horror a reality. Because what it is Evan doesn't have it so that, you have to hit a certain milestone before it comes to Stadia. No, it's you get the game fully funded. It is right now it's showing in Canadian here. So let's see if I can click on it here. Hold on. Show it. Yeah. So the goal is 62,500 US. Very reasonable. There's 200 backers now, right close to that 50% mark. I would say that's probably like 47, 48% backed. Somewhere's really close to that. When this gets to 100%, so the 62,500, it comes to Stadia, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Evan's not holding out and saying you need to pay more or you need to, support another tier in order for it to come. No, once this is fully backed, then it's coming to Stadia day and date, and really looking forward to that. And Evan mentioned here too, and I've got the tweet up. Yesterday, Stadia did a tweet, and this was so awesome because, as you know, in the community on Twitter, we like to use the hashtag #BringItToStadia. So this is right from the Stadia account, and shout out to Shaka. She is awesome. She knows how her way around social media left and right. Oh my gosh. So they tweeted out here, "Bring it to Stadia, more like we brought it to Stadia, on fire. Thanks to support from the Stadia community, Outbreak Contagious Memories is coming soon to Stadia." We know that. And Outbreak Shades of Horror player teaser is available now. And we've got this little cool little trailer that Evan put together here. And, just hyping both games here. But this was really so awesome to see Stadia supporting indie developer like Evan here with Dead Drop Studios. If you don't know, he's gone above and beyond, worked a zillion hours basically, and that's not a lie, 20-hour days plus, and just pouring his heart and soul into this. He actually self-funded getting that teaser for the Outbreak Shades of Horror demo onto Stadia. So he's already put money up for this project here. So now what we need to do is just get the Kickstarter funded here. And like I said, there are so many different tiers that you can help on the Stadia specific. $25, $69. Every little bit helps. There's even $1. If all you can afford is $1, you know what? That's $1 closer to this goal of, again, we're going to convert it here, 62,500. We're almost 50% there. I just wanted Evan to come on here, give a little talk, give us an update, find out where everything is. 200 backers, 27 days to go. Evan, I'm hoping that we could see maybe within the next day or by the end of this long weekend, it funded or very close to being funded.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've got a real good shot at that because, I mean, if you've looked at, and again, I know folks, I said this actually, I was just doing a stream about an hour back, and I said, what some folks came up to me and they said they feel like, wow, they feel like this campaign's actually been on for a while, but it really hasn't. And it's because a lot of folks were following along with us when we announced the playable, the announcement of Outbreak Contagious Memories coming to Stadia soon. We dropped the demo, we basically shadow dropped the playable teaser for Shades of Horror on Stadia about a month back. So a lot of people have kind of been following along with us for the last couple of months, or for the last month. And it seems like things have been around longer than they actually are, but we're only about 53 hours into this campaign. And when you look at even, and for some stats, if folks are interested, our second full day of the campaign, hours 24 to 48 as an example, they dwarfed our first 24 hours in terms of pledges. The amount pledged is
Nice.
the amount pledged, the number pledged. So it's for a lot of folks, their opening day is their big day. As of right now, our second day is our biggest day, and there's no reason why, in the next we're only actually 3 hours into the third day. I know it doesn't make sense because we launched at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, so we're actually only about 3 hours into the third day, if you can think about it that way. And there's no reason why the third day can't be bigger. And honestly, if we were to repeat this trend from the second day, could it be funded by Monday? Yeah, absolutely. We're hitting in that part. A few things I want to say. I definitely want to say thank you to certainly all the Stadia fans. I said a pretty large percentage of the number of backers, the amount backed, is from folks that we know are coming from some form of the Stadia ecosystem. So already Stadia folks are kind of stepping up. It's really cool we were able to offer that premium tier with the retro game case, the Stadia controller skin, kind of the art book telling the story of how Outbreak came to Stadia, and more exclusive stuff in that. And it's been crazy to see how well that has been received. That has almost been as well received as our PS5 limited run collector's edition tier, to put that into perspective.
Wow.
So, it's data like that's really heartening to see from the Stadia community. And you guys have always really been, since we found out about Stadia in April, everybody's been super supportive. And I just want to say too, you said I worked a lot of hours, but the Google Stadia folks worked a lot of hours too to get the announcement out and the playable teaser out a month ago. They've been working with us very closely on the series since then to help find a good marketing opportunity. So I do want to say also thank you to everybody at Google Stadia for putting in the time and the support. And even just in the last week, we've been going back and forth over emails. It's been nonstop. They're supportive. They're engaging. They definitely are paying attention to what the fans want. I think the biggest thing I came out of this understanding is that the Google Stadia employees and the folks running that platform are very much paying attention to what the Stadia fans want. I know sometimes they don't, throw a banner in the air and have an airplane flying over saying, they love their community in a super overt way. But as somebody who was very much on the outside and is now getting very much on the inside of working with Stadia, they are paying attention. And when you give them feedback, I really want folks to understand they're trying to find ways to act on that and to make it happen. And we live in a reality where sometimes things cannot turn on a dime. And honestly, the Outbreak announcement shouldn't have been able to turn on a dime. We should not have been able to get that demo out. That was due to me and them, a lot of long hours, really crunching to get that done, which is not the way to do this because it's not sustainable. But I just want to use that as an example that they saw folks asking for Outbreak. You guys got their attention. They engaged with us. We had a demo out very quickly, with our announcement, essentially. And that demo was day and date with PS5, Xbox Series, and Steam. So there you go.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. So, Evan, I know that you're very limited on time. So before you go, there was a quick question I wonder if you might be able to answer or give an estimate. Metal Wolf was wondering, do you know roughly about how, the percentage of Stadia, backers there is out of the entire funding so far?
So both, I have that data, but that's data that's not really able to be shared. I can't share exact numbers with you guys, obviously, because business reasons and stuff.
Right.
The Stadia population contributing to the Kickstarter is well north of 20% of all pledges. So it's awesome. It's not a trivial amount. And when you think about the fact that and this was not because we didn't want to, but we were not able to pre-sell or pre-offer a Stadia key for the game as a reward in the Kickstarter. We had to come up with pledge tiers for Stadia that helped show those folks value for helping us to fund the game. And it was not due to us not wanting to do it. It was not due to Google Stadia not wanting to do it. It was just something that, there's a limited amount of time. This thing, we've only been talking to Stadia since April when you guys got their attention. So, and I've said this in earlier streams, these deals to bring games over to platforms, this stuff can take years. It has taken over a year for us in the past for other platforms. So the fact that we got this far on Stadia in really in 4 months is a testament to how much they're listening to you guys, and that even from minute one, they were not kind of pushing this off or shrugging their shoulders or anything. But I know I've seen messages on social media. I've gotten DMs, I've gotten emails. Why isn't there a Stadia key? Why did I got a message even today? Why did you choose not to have a Stadia key? And I'm
Oh my gosh.
saying here, and I'm telling you guys, I'm replying to everybody on social media. Everybody involved with the project, on our side, on their side, everybody tried to make it happen. Sometimes you can't get these business things done in
Yeah.
like what is really a short amount of time. But that's why our tiers are focused on giving you guys physical and digital value and unique merch, unique
Hmm.
packaging, stuff like that, so that you don't have to double buy the game. Nobody's saying go buy the game on Xbox or PS5. We're going to give
Right.
you awesome merch that essentially fills in your collector's edition side of things. And then when we're funded, we're committing to bringing the game day and date to Stadia with the other platforms. And when that day comes and it's on the ecosystem, you can spend your money once and get it on Stadia.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
just to be super clear, no one's telling you to go buy a game on a different platform. Get your awesome Stadia exclusive merch, help us fund the game, bring it over there, and when it's built, you can spend your money in the Stadia ecosystem.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And
Yep.
and again, just to be clear too, this isn't, I saw some people use the word, it's a scam. There's no scam going on. This is legit. Like Evan said here, they poured their heart and soul, worked with Google here countless hours. And again, this is all happening right in at the beginning of April, before Evan was contacted here. I sent the DM. Evan didn't know what Stadia was. I think it was April 12th is when the DM came through. So literally like almost 5 months. And look how far from saying, hey, would you consider bringing your games to Stadia? And Evan saying, oh yeah, I'll look into it, to today, what we've gotten and how far stuff has come. This is, as he said, phenomenal. This can take years. This was done in less than 5 months through a
And
lot of hard work through both parties.
it was done getting this added on. We were planning this Kickstarter well in advance of the Stadia uproar
Mm-hmm.
back in April, right? So this was basically bolted onto the end. We had already been in production for the Kickstarter, because you don't just throw one of these things together in a week. And
Right.
then you can see all the assets on the page. Go watch the video. Go look at all the assets. None of that came together in a week. I'll assure you, we've been planning this for almost a year. So that's kind of
Yeah.
what I was saying at the time back in April when the Stadia stuff came up. I'm like, guys, I just want everyone to understand we have a very full pipeline. And that pipeline wasn't just releasing Contagious Memories on all the other platforms back in April. It wasn't just doing the Kickstarter. We have other projects in our pipeline right now that are at different stages of development, some near release, some a little further away that we're actively putting time into. So to have put the Stadia stuff on the end of this really was a big effort. We funded the
Mm-hmm.
demo in Stadia out of pocket. We paid for the development time for it. We have not received a penny outside of, well, we haven't even gotten these pledges yet, so I can say even right now, we have not
Yeah.
received a penny from the Stadia ecosystem. This is all
Right.
just us bringing it over there.
Yep.
And it's not trivial, and there's not just a port to Stadia button. I just want folks to understand that,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that undersells the amount of work both that I had to do, that we did on our site, but also it undersells the incredible amount of work a lot of folks at the Google Stadia organization had to do to make this happen as well. It's not just slamming a button and saying you're over there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Well, thank you again, Evan. We really appreciate it. I believe, are you streaming later tonight as well?
Yeah, so we're streaming every day at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we usually stream for about 2 hours just to give the folks in Europe and Asia a chance to actually go to our streams. And then we also stream at 7 p.m. Eastern every night for more of the U.S. crowd, because we do get a lot of support from the international community. But it's no secret that the U.S. is our largest group of folks who play and invest in the series and buy our products. So, but we added that 1 p.m. daily stream though, just for folks in Europe, for folks in Asia to actually have a reasonable time to be able to kind of get in there too. So yeah, so definitely if you're going to be around, join us at 7 p.m. tonight on our Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Dead Studios. We're going to be doing. We're talking about the Kickstarter. Obviously, we talk about Stadia every night. But we're also going to be playing Resident Evil Remake and probably some Resident Evil Outbreak as well. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Again, thank you so much, Evan. I really appreciate it. And, I'm super positive here. We're going to get this funded here in the
I am
next
too.
couple of days. And I truly can't wait. Again, thank you so much to you, your wife, everyone involved, your family, Google, and whoever else behind the scenes that we don't know about. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate you taking your time out here to give us an update on the project.
Awesome. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm looking forward to coming back as soon as we have more major news to share. Hopefully, maybe we'll be back in a
Awesome.
week saying it's funded. But I do just
Oh,
want to
there we
say
go.
one last call to action, folks. You when you pledge, you're not charged until the end of the campaign, only if we're successfully funded. So if you go to the page right now, and you really should do it, and toss down a pledge for the Google Stadia tiers or any other awesome experiences, we have add-ons now when you pledge, not just the main tiers, but add-ons at lower, more affordable price points to make yourself a playable survivor, to make yourself an NPC, to have dinner with the developers. We broke out some of the bigger stuff in those premium tiers and offered them as standalone add-ons, and you can add onto almost any pledge on the campaign. And that stuff actually, it was great that we did that because that stuff ended up selling really, really fast. But you can still get on there and be a playable survivor for honestly a very affordable rate for that. So I just encourage folks right now, if you can, get on the page, go put your pledge in. You'll be charged at the end of the campaign when we're funded, because we're going to get funded. And and just not to worry about this stuff, because a lot of folks come up to me and say, I'm waiting for payday. And I'm like, you don't have to. You're not paying. You're not
Yeah.
going to be charged in a month. Just get the pledge in. And we're in a critical time. It's the first 72 hours, the first 96 hours. The algorithm on Kickstarter heavily weights pledges during this time period. And that's why we're getting momentum and getting a lot of organic visibility on their website. So your pledge right now, this is the time to make the most impactful pledge and impact their algorithm. So I just want to say thank you guys for having me on. I got to run, but this has been awesome, and I look forward to coming on again soon.
Yeah, we'll see you again real soon. Thanks so much, Evan.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
All righty. Wow. Always great to talk with Evan here, and really amazing to hear what's happened. The amount of, I'm going to call it magic, because it is. That has happened within 5 months, getting from basically nothing to all the way of, Contagious Memories is already slated. It's coming. We've got the teaser for Shades of Horror, and now the Kickstarter. So I'm really positive and confident that this is over the next couple of days here. This is going to get funded, and then looking forward to finally playing Shades of Horror. Now, it is going to take a couple of years to develop, and Evan's very transparent about that. So it's not like this, it's coming at the end of the year, but this is to help fund him and to get things going. So really, really looking forward to that. So, gentlemen, all righty. So now we have our next guests on here. We have Mr. Wilson and 4 Classic. And
Hello,
if
John.
you don't know, hey, how are you guys doing?
Hi there.
So in the chat, if you don't know who these people are, well, let me show you something, as MM2K would say. These are our 2 finalists from the Cloud Gaming Championship Stadia Summer 2022. This event took place over the period of a month and somewhat. And both 4 Classic and Mr. Wilson here, I see Vivi in the chat. Vivi, I see everything you're typing. I'm just going to ignore. He's trying to get a reaction out of me, and he actually did here.
I've been noticing.
Yeah. So let's give a little brief overview. Then we'll learn a little bit about 4 Classic and Dave as well here. So the championship, as I mentioned here, took place over the series of several different weeks. There were 4 different games that were being played here, each week participating Hitman, Centipede Recharged, Crata, and Death Run TV. Now, out of everyone that participated, then the finals were determined by the top 16. So we scroll down here, we see our top list here. We see 4 Classic, you finished 2nd place here. And then if we go down a little bit, Dave, you finished here 12th position. Now, I want to make note, we've mentioned this before, and I know multiple different people have Original Penguin, Ninja Guy X, everybody involved with the championship here. They mentioned that, you don't always have to play all 4 weeks to be able to make it into the finals. And Dave here is an example. The first week he didn't participate or didn't make a submission for Hitman. So he still was able to make it into the finals here, and he ended up winning the entire thing here. So there is always a chance. Never give up. I know the winter championships are probably not that far away. So for all those potential people that are looking towards the winter championships, Dave here is just a classic example of it can be done. The underdog, really, coming in and coming back here. So before we talk a little bit about the finals here, let's get to know both of these participants here, great members of the Stadia community. For Classic, maybe we'll start with you. If you could just tell us, a little bit about yourself, some of your hobbies. How did you learn about Stadia, and what made you want to join the championship tournament?
Well, good night. So I discovered Stadia mostly because I was interested into the streaming, because I always thought it was interesting to play in any place without having concerns about having a hardware or something very heavy to carry. And I was interested since the first moment, but what really got me in, it was 1 month of Stadia Pro, which was offering Little Nightmares 2. For free, and I was really interested into Little Nightmares series, or whatever. And I got Stadia Pro that month, and I just tried out Stadia, and it was very positive. I mean, input latency, all those comments that we see every day against Stadia regarding input latency and quality. Well, I have to agree at some points. For example, for the case of Little Nightmares, since the game is dark, you can notice a little bit of compression, but input latency, it was far from it. And I was really impressed with that. I'm a PC gamer by heart, so I still continue to play PC. But at some point, since most of my weekends I spend outside of my home, I think it would make more sense to be playing on Stadia. And so with time, and even currently, most of my gaming, like 99.9%, is through Stadia and not through PC. Despite my PC is more powerful, it's so much more easier and convenient to play through Stadia that I just prefer to play through it. And that's the reason why I did embrace mostly Stadia as my main platform at the moment. As for the championship, well, I got interested, I think it was on the last winter, because I really like Wreckfest. And the first game for the qualification, it was Wreckfest. And so I thought, why not? First, they are offering money, and second, I just love Wreckfest. So, I'm going to join. And I ended up not having a particularly good position, and I just gave up. But this time, I have much more time to spend, and I don't know. I just embraced the championship. I really love a big challenge. I remember Hitman. Let's hope nobody sees this from my work, but there was some more quiet moments at work that I was even inside Hitman trying to beat the scores. And I really like a good challenge. So it was simply awesome. And there were really a lot of games, for example, during these finals that I barely played them, like Super Animal Royale. I'm not good at win sticker shooters. So I think I just got lucky. I just got lucky in reaching the second position. That's the way I see it. But for the next winter, if there is a championship, which I hope that will be, I will be in here, and I will kick Wilson's ass, because I will kick him.
You'll try, buddy.
Win me again.
Oh my gosh! So there's the throwdown already, Dave. He's already issuing the challenge. So this is something that we can look forward to. Nothing is confirmed, but I don't have any doubts that we'll see a Winter Community Championship. And I guess this is a new little rival between the two of you. Friendly, of course, as always, but this is awesome to see. So Dave, we're going to ask the same questions to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, some of your hobbies, how you came to find out about Stadia, and why you decided to participate in the championship.
Well, it's easy to start with Stadia. I mean, it was suggested to me by a friend to play Destiny. I hadn't been a gamer for about 4 or 5 years. I fell out of gaming when I was about 14, 15 or something like that. I got really, really deep into my health and stopped doing much with the TV. So gaming just wasn't really on my radar much anymore. But I got out of work and being so into my health after a while, 'cause got into work and whatnot, and I had a friend from work suggest to me, "Hey, would you want to play some Destiny with me?" And I was like, "Well, I've only got an iMac at home. It's not really going to work for playing anything like that." And he's like, "Well, there's this thing called Stadia. You can just load it up on there." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" So he said, "Well, £9 a month or whatever it was at the time, you can claim all these games that are currently on there, and Destiny 2's on there with all the DLC and everything." And I'm like, "What? How do I get Destiny on my so something I download or something?" And he's like, "No, just open it in your browser, type in Stadia." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Open it in your browser. Like, so I did it, and then 5 minutes later, I had Destiny open. I hadn't seen it since like very early days of Destiny 2, and then I was jumping back in like 5 or so years later with all the new content, and everything was free, and I was overwhelmed with how cool of a product it was, and from there it swept me off my feet. So I don't think I've bothered unsubscribing since. That was about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So then, what made you? Is this, because I'm not 100% sure. Is this the first time you entered the championship, or were you in
This
the
is,
previous? Okay.
It took me a while to find the community. I didn't notice because I don't bother with streams. I don't go in the forums or things like that. I just found I got told about Stadia by this friend. He dropped out like 2 months later and didn't bother with it anymore. But I just found it so amazing being able to access games again for so cheap. Because at the time I was on a budget and whatnot, so I wasn't looking at getting a console. But it was amazing to be able to jump back into that world of gaming again. You know what I mean? For it's such a low price, £9. I already got a keyboard and mouse in front of me, and I was ready to go like that. And I bought Cyberpunk that the Christmas where it came with the Stadia package. Got myself a controller from there, and I've just been playing every day since, basically.
Wow, that is awesome and great to hear from both of you. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the graphic again here. So this was the finals that took place last Saturday. The top prize, who was won by Dave here, $500. Second place, runner-up prize for Classic, $250. So what it was, this was an epic. Oh my gosh, a super long. I believe it was like a 5-hour plus stream or finals here. I don't know how both you did it, but that just goes, that's a testament to your willpower, your strength, and your determinability to make it this far. You had 4 games to play. Actually, okay, so first of all, you had 3 different games, and they were whittled down. So we had Super Animal Royale, then we took the top from that to Wave Break, to Trials Rising, and then finally you two made it into Death Carnival. So as people know, or you may not know in the chat there, Death Carnival is still in development. It's not been released. So this was super awesome. I believe this was the very first public showing of Death Carnival anywhere. And it was awesome that it was on Stadia and both of you to play. So now, as I understand, you guys may have had like a day to test it out, or a couple of hours, or how did that work?
Well, for me, it was, despite I had the game like for one day, I haven't tried the game previously. So I think the first time, well, I trained a little bit. There is a training mode inside the game, but it was like 15 minutes and I didn't have opponents to go against. So when I joined against Wilson during the live stream, he was explaining me all the rules in the middle of the live stream. Like, oh, you need to go for it. He was giving me tips how I could beat him. Of course, he just told me like 1,000 times, and well, there was no chance I would beat Wilson. It was impossible in here. But that's I don't think it was a thing of experience, because it's really an issue with me. Really, the twin sticker shooters I'm not really good at. And as far as I know, Wilson just loves the game a lot, so I wasn't going to win. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You were at a disadvantage, my friend, and I apologize very much. But I tried to level the playing field as much as I could by giving you some tips and tricks in the background. I did try, but it's a hard game to get the to master. It really is. It's easy. Any stick shooter is easy to get a grips with, but getting all the nuances with how to throw your grenades and how to build your fury gauge and all the different things that you can do in that game, it's not easy. It's not simple. Especially not when you're up against someone as good as 4 Classic is, because everything I was feeding him, he was going, "Oh, that's what I need to do." Okay, and he was doing it instantly, 10 times better than I ever could. So
yeah. And then the I can just imagine like the immense pressure of performing, like not only in front of people on the stream. This is a game that's new to both of you, and then also that prize money as well. You know, so wanting to get the $500 and just, you know, winning the whole thing. I could just imagine if it was me, my palms would be sweating, my
all day,
brow would be. It's
heart
just
was just
ridiculous
like that
here.
all day.
Yeah, let me
I mean,
see. I see. It looks like
it was more like the first 3 games. I was sweating and shaking all over the championship. I think I was having an heart attack or something. But the finals, for me, it was pretty good because as soon as you reach the finals, you already have a prize. And I was fine with the second prize. So I was already satisfied. I was relaxed as soon as I finished that moment. It was really the Trials Rising that for me was super challenged to a point that I was screaming to the monitor. My girlfriend was looking at me like, "Who the hell is this guy? Why is he screaming so much?" I don't know.
Gosh.
Fortunately, I won some money because she would kill me. I wouldn't do it with all that swearing.
She was like, "You're playing video games for 5.5 hours and all the swearing, and you didn't win anything." But luckily, you did. You got the second, the runner-up prize here, and that's amazing. So that's interesting to hear. So for you, the most nerve-wracking point here was Trials Rising for you in tournament. Yeah. Okay. What about you, Dave? Like, what game for you was the finals the most nerve wracking for you, or was there one of the other games that you had to play to make it to the finals that kind of had you a little bit iffy? Or
I had experience with every game except for Wave Break in the past. Every other game I play regularly, I adore. I'm head over heels already over the other 3 Trials and Super Animal Royale and Death Carnival. They're all bloody amazing, and so is Wave Break. But it's not something I'd ever stumbled into. So I only practiced for maybe 2 hours or something prior to the session. It wasn't very long. And I was very panicky to make it. I knew I would make it through Super Animal Royale because I play that every Wednesday, and I was like, I'm sure I'll be one of the top slots. And I got very lucky, and I got the very first slot with Super Animal Royale. But because of that, I used all of that time. I went straight onto Wave Break. I was still in the voice chat with everyone who were doing Super Animal Royale, but I was like, right, see you guys. I'm getting in some practice for the next one.
Yeah, Wave Break it's an awesome game, but it's tough to master because I know like they're big Tony Hawk fans, so it was kind of like based upon that Tony Hawk of doing the different tricks and stuff like that. So it's amazing. I'm not good at the game at all, but watching people play it, and specifically like those that are really good that can pull off the tricks and whatnot, it is just totally amazing. I think this is one of the hidden gems on Stadia that a lot of people don't know about or have forgotten. But it is awesome. And
I will say we were very lucky that Ryzak was eliminated in Super Animal Royale because he is a Wave Break monster. He really is. Anyone who was against him,
I
no
didn't
chance.
knew that, but fortunately, fortunately, he was using 5G. Because of that.
In the back of his car.
But oh my god, no. Wave Break is one of the games where I think I have more skills on Stadia, because like I said, it's mostly a little bit like Tony Hawk, but with bolts and weapons.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I remember I played so much hours of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. So Wavebreaker, as soon as it got to Pro, it was a surprise to me because I didn't know what the game was about. And as soon as I started, I knew that it would be an easy game for me to master because it's so similar to Tony Hawk. So when I got to this championship, I was really expecting to have the highest score of the championship. I didn't know Ryzak was very good. Fortunately, you got eliminated. And because of that, I think I got the best score of all of them, I believe.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that is so awesome to hear all of your experiences, like your thoughts behind it, and really interesting to find out what games in particular that were like the most challenging to you and whatnot. So, the last question that I'll have for each of you, have you already spent your prize money? I won't ask you what you spent it on, but just curious. Have you already spent? Is the prize money already gone, or maybe you saved it for a rainy day? Or
I have a solid about 10% of it left. I would say 10% of it remains. I injected a bit back into the community, subscribed to a bunch of people that I hadn't bothered subscribing to before, and
well,
I gifted a few games here and there because there's a few people I want to play a few different things with. So, and then I got myself a couple of games as well. I got the Forgotten City, and I've still got a little cash there that I'm thinking about putting into Saints Row. But I'm on the fence.
Nice. Wow, that is awesome to hear. That's a great use of the money there. So yeah, kudos to you for that. That's amazing. For Classic, do you still have your prize money left, or
almost all of them? I'm saving it for the rainy day. Like I said, Europe is in for a very, very big crisis. And I was expecting to waste the money on Red Dead Redemption 2 or Cyberpunk, or even Saints Row. But I finished the first Watch Dogs on the PC and never had the time to play the second one. And this week, Watch Dogs 2 is at €10. So I just, why not? I just wasted like €10. It's almost nothing of the price. But I wasted it last night. And yeah, it is cool. I'm enjoying it.
That's awesome. No, that's great to hear. I appreciate both of you again taking your time out of your day. I know it's later for you, after 10 o'clock in the evening where you both are. Again, thanks so much for coming on, chatting with us here, sharing all your experiences. I'm looking forward. We now have a little mini rivalry. For Classic, put the shout out to Dave here, saying he's going to whoop his butt come the winter, which I'm sure that will happen. I'm really looking forward to it here. And it was great talking with both of you. Thank you both so much. And hopefully we can get you back on the show in the near future.
Thanks for having us on, John.
You,
I really had a blast. It was lovely of you to invite us on here.
Awesome. Great having you both.
Any day that you want to play Wreckfest, join me. In this
I'll play some Wreckfest.
I will destroy your card enough.
Okay. Okay, bro. We'll put a couple of times down. There you go. There's a bit of feedback for the next tournament. Wreckfest. Bring Wreckfest to the next tournament. Yes. I know a few people who will put their hat in the ring for that one.
Awesome. Well, I know that people on the committee are listening, so that won't go unheard. Thanks again, guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. Thanks
for having us. Take care.
Yeah,
you too.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Woo! Wow. Oh my gosh. That was so awesome, and so happy that both David and For Classic could come on the show here today. Chat it up, learn a little bit about both of them and their experiences in the tournament and with the Stadia community in general. So pretty cool. For Classic from Portugal and David from the northern UK. So that was amazing. Great to see people from all over the world in the Stadia community. All right. So now let's go ahead. We've got a little bit of news here to talk about here. I see Internet of Games mentioned here. Cyberpunk 77 1.6 patch news and DLC talk is coming this Tuesday. That's great. You can see I believe it was Dave said that he picked up the Premier Edition with the Cyberpunk with that promo. So we know that was a very, very popular promotion for Stadia. So this is great to see. All right, Vivi. Now that our guests are here, I'll highlight you. Thank you so much, Vivi. Claimed one of the gifted memberships. And again, if you haven't, there were 5 memberships gifted. Thank you so much, Geek to Sneak. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, gifted those as well. So shout out. I didn't see if anybody else claimed them. I apologize, but. Vivi here says, John's hosting solo. Quick, draw wieners in the chat. Oh my gosh. No ASCII art. The bot will give you the boot. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and go through some news here. Ubisoft finally confirmed the new Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Mirage. After multiple leaks, we finally got our first picture. Let me go ahead and turn off where it shows the names. Now it's me. You don't need to know who it is. You all know me. Okay, so here we are. Some Assassin's Creed Mirage says it's official. Assassin's Creed Mirage is the title of the next game in Ubisoft's open world adventure series. So the publisher, Ubisoft, confirmed the title as well as the star and setting in a tweet on Tuesday, so just a couple of days ago, following an earlier leak of the game's artwork. This has been talked about for a while now, so it's great to see. Of course, we've got the Ubisoft event coming up Saturday, September the 10th, 3 p.m. Eastern. And of course, this is where they're going to reveal the big daddy here. It says the image Ubisoft shared showed the protagonist, assassin Basim, introduced in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, leaping through an archway with a Baghdad's place of the Golden Gate in the background. Woohoo! Thank you so much. We got David Wilson. Welcome to the Scarmy. Thank you so much. Vivi here threw me £2. It says wibbly wobbly jelly on a plate. Well, thank you both so much. Thank you. So we're seeing here, saw the protagonist who was first introduced in Valhalla is now in this game here. The landmark was a stifle place during the late 9th century, which Mirage is set. So this is good. We're going to find out more information on this game here shortly. Assassin's Creed Mirage. Next weekend, next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll hear more about that from the Ubisoft event where I'm sure they're going to help. They're celebrating 15 years of Assassin's Creed. And I'm sure we'll see some other new games, probably the new Just Dance. We haven't heard about that. Maurice has been calling me every day whenever Ninja Guy X allows him to use the phone. Maurice calls me and keeps asking me, John, have you heard anything about Just Dance? And I tell him, Maurice, nothing yet, but I'm trying my hardest. All right. Oh, look at that. Another super sticker, a peach from Vivi. 1.4 now, 1.49 GBP. So I don't know what the conversion is, Vivi, but thank you so much. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. So this week, I'm using this feature I just found out about in Edge. It's called Collections. I can have all my tabs here without them being opened, and bam, just go right through here on to the next one. So we're going to go here, and it's a little tweet. Ninja Guy X84 Classics in the chat here. So we all know, or if you haven't known, Atari over the last couple of weeks has been teasing that they're going to have a Stadia announcement, a big Stadia announcement in September. Well, sure enough, September 1st, yesterday, Atari tweets, Happy September. Any guesses on what's coming to Google Stadia this month? And Ninja Guy X says, I love Centipede and Yars. Keep them coming. Very hyped to play Combinera and Breakout. So Comanera, it's not been officially announced for releasing this month, but I had a press release back in either late June or July that said that Comanera is going to be released this month. Ninja and I both interviewed the devs. They weren't 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that that's coming this month. But Ninja also, he threw the little, the stick out there, the carrot, dangles the carrot, says, I hope we get Atari Mania at some point. And this awesome little graphic as well. Well, sure enough, Atari says Atari Mania is coming soon. So they didn't necessarily confirm that it's coming to Stadia, but I would say there's a very, very good chance that Atari Mania is headed to Stadia. I don't know when Atari's going to make the announcement. If we take a look at Atari Mania itself over on Atari's website, let's see here. So we can see if we can even view the trailer. See if we can go hardcore here. So Atari Mania is like WarioWare. There's 150 to 200 different mini games based upon all different Atari game characters over the last 50 years. I'm really, really looking forward to this because I'm a big fan of the WarioWare games. And if you're not sure about WarioWare or haven't heard about them, they're little mini games. They last anywhere from 5 seconds to maybe 60 seconds at the most. Just short little blips here and there, and they're always fun. So I'm really looking forward, and fingers crossed that Atari Mania is heading to Stadia. Atari's teasing us, and I'm pretty sure that it is, based upon that tweet as well, and just my gut feeling. Shout out Vivi again. Too many people want to play with me. What do I do? So Vivi's now throwing money at me here to read his, look, you know what, Vivi, I'll even highlight it on the screen here. Super chat. There you are. You're 4 Scars Gaming famous now, Vivi. Oh my gosh. So now we go back to the news here. So that was a little bit of news on Atari Mania. And, it looks like it's coming here. Hopefully, Atari has the announcement here soon. Tuesday, we should have Tuesday post, I believe, if I remember correctly. Maybe some news there. Who knows? So awesome. So let's now take a look. Let's get rid of this here so we don't get messed up here. This is another tweet. Ninja Guy X, Death Alive over on the Discord, noticed that Legacy Games, Legacy Games have a new announcement. They did say that they were going to tell us about more games coming to Stadia, but I was told the announcement was delayed from September to October, but apparently not, because here we are. Death Alive noticed this over on the Legacy Games website that there's 2 new games coming to Stadia here. And from what I remember, one's December and one's either October or November. Either way, they're going to be Stadia Pro games, and they'll be in there for 6 months, which is pretty cool to see that they actually mentioned this right up beforehand. So this is awesome. And let's take a look here. We all have the trailer for each of the games. They're just like, like the Adam Wolf and the City Legends here, where they're the object finding games. So let's go ahead here, maximize this here. So here we are, Twin Mine, a murderous jealousy mystery game. And these are great to play on the the other 2 games had touch control, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that these also will have the touch controls as well. And these are great the object finding games. Like I said, they're really fun. And look, you can even see Ninja Guy X here is mentioning, my spouse asked me to buy her Twin Mine on Steam. I told her no, because it's coming to Stadia. Yeah, that's right. And you'll be able to claim it right on Stadia Pro. So that was that game. So let's take a look here. And I know there was some uproar from some saying, "Oh, it's a mobile game. I don't want this type of game on Stadia." But Legacy Games published an article and saying that both of those games did extremely well on Stadia. Adam Wolf and City Legends. So there's definitely an audience for them. Here's the second game here. The Aliens game here, and it looks like really interesting, or kind of like a Find or a Where's Waldo. And there you go. We got a rocket ship launching off here, and look, there's an alien. And I think there's even, let's see if I fast forward, is there something? One of the guys, well, there he goes. He's got his tinfoil hat on, because they all have these strange theories about aliens and all that good stuff. So there we go. So Internet of Games saying Wally. So I think over in the UK it's not Waldo, it's Wally. So there we go. Oh my gosh. So anyways, some more games coming from our friends at Legacy Games, these object finding games, which I have fun with both of them. So looking forward to those. And let's get on our next piece of news here. Let's get rid of this here. All right. So this is a game that Rock announced on his show on Wednesday from Outright Games. So he actually found out about this game. There were no press releases sent out about it. No announcements announced at the time when he found out about it. And then maybe I think like 5 minutes before his show went live, Outright tweeted about it. But there's a new game, and it's coming to Stadia as well. JoJo Siwa Worldwide Party. Now, of course, Outright Games, they're geared towards kids. And I believe Rock looked up JoJo Siwa. She's like very famous with the youngins. She has a ton of followers on social media, and Outright Games, knowing their audience and working with the best brands, decided, you know what, they're going to make a game here. So you're invited to JoJo Siwa's Worldwide Party. Lace up your high top shoes, Maurice, and run through JoJo's worlds, listening along to her biggest hits, including Dream, Boppin' Nonstop. I can't wait. I want to see a stream of Maurice with this. I can't wait. Complete levels as JoJo to perform special dance routines. This might as well have just been Maurice's Worldwide Party, because this is Maurice in a nutshell, right? Run, jump, and unlock awesome vehicles, including spaceships and even a roller coaster cart to help get JoJo to the party. So we can see here, there's some screenshots here. JoJo Siwa, aka Maurice. So definitely a game for younger kids. I believe it's got a rating of Peggy 3, so 3 years and up. So very, very young. Of course, I've never heard of JoJo, but she is very popular here. And yeah, so there we go. JoJo Siwa, you can have customized to your heart's content. Looking forward to Maurice's stream on this. So there we go. Another game from Outright Games, and this is coming October 21st. So look forward to that. I don't know. Maybe I have to make a deal with Maurice. See if we can get him to do a launch day stream. Alrighty. Okay, yeah. Let's take a look at this. So I had to make sure I had everything in order here. So came across a tweet here just out of the blue, and I found this using the explore button on Twitter, and it was one of the top tweets or whatever. And it says, from Single Geared Games, yes, it's indeed time consuming, but I gained a lot of experience. Thanks. I can't wait to release the first version. At the moment, I'm just focusing on Steam, but I'm already in touch with Google Stadia. We'll see. So I was like, what the heck? Single Geared? What are they talking about? And we've got a little 40-second trailer here, and I was intrigued to see what this is. So this is a indie developer making a mini golf game. And they're initially going to release it on Steam. And here's a little little video, I guess, an update, and so this is potentially coming to Stadia as well. I have a little video here. Let's take a look. That because I looked into it further and I was like, okay, what's going on? So single geared games, and here we are. Building my first Unity game for Steam, a low poly mini golf in the beautiful studio's world inspired by golf cart and Little Big Planet. Fan of Little Big Planet, right? Mini golf. So let's take a look here. So it's an animated GIF, so I can't really maximize that. Can I click on it? No, that just stopped it here. Anyways, so this is cool. This is a potential game that's coming to Stadia, mini golf multiplayer. If it's online, it'll be great. So something that caught my eye and something to keep out on the radar that's in development and potentially coming to Stadia because they've been in talks with Stadia. Speaking of games here, right? Joe was in the chat here. He couldn't make it to today's show, but we're definitely going to have Joe, Cloud Gaming Dad, on Stadium Connect North next Friday. Joe is actually, he's an ex-vet. He's a veteran, served in the U.S. military, and he is actually starting to make his own game with the goal of getting it published on Stadia. So let's take a look. If we click on, he's got some videos here of him doing some work through here. Let me look here. So you can see he's got a stream here talking through some of the development cycles. And this is totally awesome. Someone from the community with their goal of making a game and getting it funded on Stadia. Like this would be, or not funded, getting it published on Stadia. I misspoke there. Sorry. So Joe goes through these different elements and he talks his way through. And definitely, like I said, want to talk with Joe here next Friday and learn more from him. Put together some pretty impressive stuff here. If I can get to, there's a lot of different elements and stuff. Definitely Cloud Gaming Dad. Give him a visit. You've got a website, game.cloudgamingdad.com. Definitely check it out. Pretty awesome to see someone from the community, like I say, designing their own game with the hopes of getting it published on Stadia. Who knows? One day we could be playing this here, and this is Cloud Gaming Dad, Joe's game here. So anyways, it's very interesting to find out and see the process behind this and his thoughts and whatnot. So check him out. Downrange Games, sorry. Apologize. Yep. So that was the link using Unity, of course, there. And I got another little piece of news. So the Intellivision Amico has had some difficulties over the last couple of years with COVID and whatnot. It's a family-oriented gaming system by Intellivision. Tommy Tellerico, led by him. And it's something I've been keeping an eye on because, I always like different types of games and all different genres and whatnot. Well, they've had some funding issues. And so what they're doing to help raise additional funds are to license out some of the games so that they can become available on other platforms. So CEO sent an email out this past Thursday, I think it was, Wednesday maybe, giving an update on the status of the Intellivision Amico. Well, two things caught my eyes. There are 4 Intellivision Amico games, and they haven't mentioned them yet, and their original game versions from Intellivision that have been licensed by BBG Entertainment. The sole reason that BBG licensed these is to bring them to other platforms. Now, they didn't mention anything specific, but of course, I had to tweet this out here. I can think of a cloud platform whose community would enjoy them. So I did a little bit of research, and this is a two-part thing. Did a little bit of research and found that they only have a website. I don't know of any social media presence at all. They're located in Germany. So I thought, you know what? What the heck? Let's go ahead and send an email to BBG and see what they say. You know, just let them know I would love to see them on Stadia. And basically, I got a response from Stefan, and very happy, very pleasant. And he mentioned, he said, "Wow, yep, these games are made with Unity, so they would be relatively easy to bring to Stadia." He says, "I don't have any contacts with Stadia though. Could you help me out?" Well, so that's in the works. That's all I'll say right now. I patched him over to the proper people, and so potentially we'll be seeing some of these Intellivision games come over to Stadia, which is cool. Again, like I said, the more the merrier. More games on the platform is always a good thing. So definitely keep an eye out for more news regarding this. And I also told Stefan, I said, if things work through and you're able to, connect with the Stadia people, we would love to have you on Stadium Connect North here to chat about the games, the company, and your experience. So keep an eye out for that. Now, the second part to this is also that Intellivision have a partnership that will ensure two of their most anticipated IPs will be available across multiple platforms, as well as the Intellivision Amico. Now, one game I know 100% sure that would be a game that people would want to play regardless is Earthworm Jim 4. A brand new Earthworm Jim. It's still in the early stages, but this would be a game, and I would say is one of the most anticipated Amico games that would sell across multiple platforms. So this is Intellivision themselves having this deal where they're going to publish these two other games. Again, it's not mentioned at all, but this is just, by me, with my knowledge and looking through. Earthworm Jim 4 for sure is, I'm going to say, it would be the most anticipated Amico game. I don't know what the other one would be, but potentially we could see Earthworm Jim on other platforms. And of course, you know me, I would push to see if we could get on Stadia as well, because it would be amazing. So let's take a look now. We're coming down through the home stretch. Oh, I also wanted to show here, I had forgotten. So the company here, BBG, one of the games that they have coming to Amico is, let's see, we'll bring it up here. Oh, it didn't. Let me see. Essentially, it's Bomberman. Dynabomber. Here we are. Let's see. Okay, here we are. Dynablaster. Here we are. It's essentially Bomberman. A Dynablaster, I believe, is in Europe what some of the earlier Bomberman games were called. So this is a brand new version, Dynablaster here. So we know Bomberman's going away on Stadia and other platforms. This could potentially be, and that's the end of that, a game that they might be bringing over to Stadia as well if they can make the deal. So again, definitely something to look and keep your eye on. And our good friend, the original Penguin, he's out there tirelessly with his pixel counts, but also chatting up developers as well. He posted a tweet here with an email that he reached out to the developers of Door Kickers 2 and asked them, would you consider to bring your game to Stadia? And essentially, they said that they reached out to Stadia but didn't hear back. Adam was able to patch them through, so I think that they're now in touch with Stadia. And let me take a look here. Door Kickers 2. Let's take a look at the game here. So Door Kickers 2 It's an early release, and it says a command military special ops teams in gripping tactical combat against Middle Eastern based terrorist network. We're gonna go here and let's see. We can watch the video as well. Yep. So here's a little bit of information here. Visuals on this is a game that's also potentially coming to Stadia. Tactical. There you go. Even Vivi says here, Door Kickers was amazing and addictive. So you know what? If Vivi's addicted to it, you know it must be good, right? So here we are. This is a potential game that's coming here. And shout out to Adam for reaching out to the developer. Like, imagine this. This would be cool with touch controls, right? On a tablet or your phone or whatnot. Let's see. Vivi is saying here, I spent so much time making a single plan to complete the whole level without needing to adapt on the fly. So Crow says, we seem to hear a lot of developers contact Stadia and never hear back. Any idea why that is? So Crow, I think this was, if I remember correctly here from the tweet, this was back in 2020 that the developer reached out. I really think there were a lot of things going on. Of course, the SGNE issue and just things not really fully in gear yet. So some of the stuff slipped up, but definitely I know like Stadia's on it now. As Evan said earlier, they're listening and watching. I'm pretty sure they learned from some of these earlier, slip ups that might have happened. That they're watching now and making sure that the contacts are made. So unfortunately, early on in Stadia's life that this may have happened, but rest assured now from multiple sources, they are consistently watching. They're going to trade shows just like Gamescom, having meetings. We saw Yeeves tweet out too. Yeeves met with Stadia, right, at Gamescom. When we had Yeeves on, what, 8, 9, 10 months ago it's now, Ninja, maybe 8 or 9 months ago, he was talking about a new game coming up. Well, sure enough, that they're talking with Stadia about this new game. So definitely things are a lot better now, and stuff is in the pipeline for sure. So I wouldn't really have a worry about it now at all. And let's see here. Our final piece of information. Now, I did notice Internet of Games was mentioning too, which I didn't have it in the news, but the Resident Evil demo that they have up, Capcom has up, is ending. Let me see if I can. The immersive stream click to play demo comes to an end this month. Internet of Games is saying, I presume to make room for new marketing prior to the October DLC and to crunch some numbers. That sounds very plausible to me. Definitely they're going to see how well it performed from them, and gauge the interest and probably go from there. So pretty cool to see. And I'm sure we'll hear something soon from Capcom. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about here is Caring from the Clouds. Last year held a community-wide event. It took place every Saturday in October, where we raised over $5,500 for charities around the world. The way it worked was people signed up to participate. You had an hour, or you could sign up for a 2-hour slot. You raise money for the charity of your choice. So you get to choose who you want to raise money for. And then collectively, as a community, like I said, raise over $5,500 US. So we had such an amazing turnout, and lots of people really enjoyed it, and they've been asking me about it. So sure enough, we're going to bring Caring from the Clouds back, but there's going to be a slight change. It's not going to be every October. What I'm hoping to do, if we get enough people interested, is to have it a Friday afternoon to a Sunday evening weekend in October. And again, that all depends on the amount of people that sign up. So I have a form out there, and it's linked into the description, that you can sign up. Right now, it's just a general interest. I ask you questions, about your Twitter, YouTube, what game you want to stream, and what charity. And if you don't know right now, that's perfectly fine. So far, I've only got 16 people to sign up with the letter, with filling out the form that they're interested. I would love to get double that if we could, from all around the world. I specifically state in there, it doesn't have to be English speaking. In fact, I encourage, if you're, Portuguese, Spanish, whatever language that your channel is in, or that you speak, or that your following is, would love to see you sign up. And this is, again, another community initiative to raise money for charities of your choice. And last year I did for Sick Kids Hospital, so I'm going to do again. I know there were people that raised money for veterans, for animal shelters, for cancer, for everything, diabetes, the whole, like, anything that is a charity. It definitely is more than welcome to raise money for. And so I'm looking to see people, if we could get a general interest here. I want to keep this open because I have also let's actually go ahead here. So there's from last year. Let's go ahead and look at the form here. And we're going to boot this up. So here's the form, and this is all what it talks about. Talking about the event, I'm trying to see if we can get giveaways for everybody's stream. So for those that donate, they could be put into a raffle and do a giveaway. So I'm working on that. But first, I have to know how many people are interested, right? So it might be a game. It might be a Google gift card. But definitely, this all depends on the amount of people that help with the event here. So we've got I ask for your name. I ask for you, what weekend do you prefer in October? You can see there's September 30th through the 2nd, all the weekends in October, 1 hour at least, but potentially 2 hours, again, depending on. You've got to agree that, if I do give you some type of a prize, that you're going to give it away only to those that have donated. Name and handle that people know you by, your country, Twitter, link to your channel, the charity you're raising for it. So again, if you don't know right now, you could say, I don't know, because I'm going to circle back around here, and then potentially some games that you want to stream. So we're trying to get, I just noticed, Vivi here says, let's see, Juju Stadia. Sure, yeah, Juju. Yep, and Ninja, if you want to stream in French, sure, go ahead. There's a little, I know Bruce loves this from last year. Donate. One of my streams, Red Dead Redemption 2, that was one. So yeah, definitely. So what's Vivi? Arthritis versus arthritis. Yep, there's friend there. Oh my gosh, there's Bruce in there. I'm into donate. So yes, Vivi, if you want to speak Klingon, and the people who watch you love that, go right ahead. Vivi says, I don't know Klingon, and I hate Star Trek, but I can learn. You can do whatever you want. I asked to keep the streams PG-13. Nothing like, we try to refrain from like swearing or stuff like that in it, so that everybody can watch here. So definitely looking forward. If you are interested, have any interest at all, fill out the form. It's linked to in the description here. And, looking forward to that. And I'm just going to do it on my other screen here. I'm just doing a refresh, see if anybody, nobody has entered yet since we're talking about this. And so far, some of the results, I won't show it here because it might show some information. So far, 56% of people have chosen Friday, September 30th through October the 2nd weekend, and pretty much all the other weekends are at 12.5%, give or take. So what we'll do is I'm going to keep this form open until Friday the 9th. So a week from today at midnight. Then I'm going to look to see all who's involved. We're going to find out what the most popular weekend was, and then I'll blast an email out saying, this was the weekend that most people preferred. Can you stream during this weekend? Can you participate? Because we want to get the most amount of people to participate, have fun with the community, and raise that money for their charity. So yeah, Halloween weekend, sure. Yep, we had it last year, Halloween weekend. We had, like I said, last year was every weekend in October. So I dropped it back this year because I didn't want it to be maybe so often, because I know everyone has their own budget and whatnot. So, but yeah, one weekend, even Halloween weekend. So fill out the form. Let me know that you're interested, even if you don't know who you want to raise money for or the games yet. I just need to know that you're interested so I can start to plan, because if September 30th through October the 2nd is the most popular, then that only leaves a couple of weeks to get things ready, scheduling and see about prizes and everything. And I'm all about having stuff done beforehand. I don't like last minute at all, because it causes a lot of unneeded anxiousness and things like that. So definitely, if you're interested, please fill out that form. I would love for as many people as possible to take part in Caring from the Clouds. Well, let's see here. Looks like that's going to be this week's show. Oh my gosh, I don't like to be full screen. No, let me see how. There we go. No full screen here. So thank you so much, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Everybody in the chat here. I really appreciate you coming out, listening. Thank you to our guests as well. Yeah, again, thank you. I always love enjoying the show. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. For those that have the long weekend celebrating Labor Day, enjoy the long weekend off. Also, just want to give a little nod here that we've got a contest in the works. It's going to be a collaboration, and it's going to be a pretty awesome contest. So definitely stay tuned. You'll probably hear about it next week, 2 weeks at the most. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open. And then there's another stream that's potentially going to be happening. I won't say any much of the details. It was planned to happen this Monday, but got postponed next Saturday at 12 o'clock Eastern. You definitely won't want to miss it. I'll give a little clue. It's going to be of a game that has not yet been released, and it's not Death Carnival, that Ninja and I will be participating in. So that's all I can say for right now. We're getting the finalized stuff finished here, and we'll be able to announce that here shortly. So again, thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you all again real soon. Bye.